Good morning, friends. Hey, I just wanted to check in with you. It's been a little bit since I've posted here. I've been all over the place, going to events and supporting clients and making magic happen. And I had something really cool happen yesterday. I've had this little interesting metaphor in my mind lately about the sales conversation, and I've had this comparable to a waterfall. I've had a metaphor of a waterfall in my mind because I've had some clients who are speaking to people, and you're talking to people with a critical type mindset from people who are about ready to go over a waterfall, right? And so when you're reaching out to somebody who's about ready to go over a waterfall, they're in a pretty panicked state, and they also are going through some devastation. They might not be ready to focus on the detail that a lot of business coaching goes through. You need to have life-saving tactics at that moment to be able to address them and deal with them in an emergency status, but you're trying to sell them something more comprehensive, right? So this is something that's been in my mind for a bit. And my wife and I, Cyndi, we've been up here, and we just got into Oregon yesterday. We're up here for a few days, and we went to Silver Falls State Park, which is we went a 5+ mile hike where there's 10 waterfalls, and we got like 8 of them. And I was noticing something that was pretty powerful. And all these waterfalls were different sizes, shapes, and colors, and crazy, awesome, amazing power of God on display. But the thing that I was seeing with them is there are different stages in these waterfalls. So if you're at a place where the waterfall, you're further upstream, you know the waterfall's coming. You know it's there, you can't ignore it, but it's far enough down the road, you don't really need to worry about it, right? The water's calm, it's peaceful, water's warm, come on in kind of thing. So you're not really worried about the emergency or the ensuing danger that could be coming around the bend. So you're at a place where you need to be thinking about preparation, right? And if you're the person, if your skill set is designed to solve the problem for that person, you're a preparation expert. You can put them in place so that things in place so that they won't damage themselves when they go over the waterfall. That's a skill set. It's something you need to be aware of, right? Because this is all stuff. This all ties together. I promise you. This is one of the areas that I see people get derailed in the sales conversation. So the other place now, as you start getting closer to the waterfall, the energy picks up. So it starts becoming more white water. It starts becoming more movement, more energy, and then you got to think through the mindset of that person, right? When you're ready to go over the waterfall, that's not the time to give them the lesson on why they should have prepared. That's the time to get their attention and get their focus. Here's the lifeline. Grab the stick, grab the rope, jump in, grab them, do what's necessary, and not the time to give them a full comprehensive coaching package on why they should prepare to avoid the waterfall. And you also have to understand that their resources and focus are probably limited at that time. Then, of course, as you fast forward, now you're going over the waterfall, and we saw some powerful displays of devastation of what water could do just from a 50, 60-foot drop, a couple that were 100 feet. And the water was just thundering and powerful, and it was wreckage. It was pounding on the rocks. And I thought, what if you are trying to sell services to a client in that space, and you are a recovery specialist, but you're trying to sell them emergency preparation coaching, right? You could have the best offer on the planet, but if it's not suited to what they need, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense. So your conversions aren't always directly related to what you're saying in the conversation. It's what you're offering to whom and when. Right? So you might think, man, my conversation has been off. What am I doing wrong? What am I saying wrong? Clients come to me with that all the time. And it's not about what you're saying. It's about who you're being while you're saying it and at what place along the path are you being that person. Right? Then, of course, the next stage is after you go down through the waterfall and the crashing and the devastation and the destruction, and are you maybe a recovery specialist? Maybe you're somebody who can help them after they've learned all the lessons of the crash and the fall, and from not being prepared, now they're about ready to move on to some more smooth waters. Are you the person who's ideally suited to help them through that transition? Help them take all the lessons that they've learned and implement them and move them back on to smooth sailing so they can avoid the next waterfall or be prepared when that waterfall does occur, right? So when you know that, which is my rule number one in sales, period, is it doesn't matter what you're saying, it only matters who you're being while you're saying it. That's priority number one. If you get clear about who you're being and you know ideally who you're serving, not just who, but where and when in their process are you going to deliver the best possible result for them, then that will help you fine-tune even greater the conversations you should be having with them, which will lead to more maximum opportunity for success. And sales gets easier and easier and easier when you know who you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be addressing people, and how you're supposed to be taking care of them. So I hope that's clear for you. It just came really clear to me as it was powerful when we've seen all these waterfalls, and I hope you can take that and apply that. Let me know what your thought is here. Let me know what you think, where you fit in your client's waterfall experience. Are you upstream? Are you about when they're about ready to hit the fall? Are you the person who helped pull them out of the devastation and destruction when it happens? Or are you the person who helps them implement all the lessons that were learned? Post in here. I'm really curious to see what you got. All right, have a fantastic day. Go make some magic happen.